In this video, we're going to talk about the 4 elements you absolutely need to build a successful coaching business in today's world of all the hyper distractions and hyper marketing and just mass competition. If you don't do these 4 things, your message, that thing that you were meant to share, will just get lost in all of the noise. Video number 2. Hey everyone, this is Sean Smith, and in this episode of the Truth About Coaching show, we're going to talk about how to start a successful coaching business. Now, I'm assuming that you are confident as a coach, you have a framework to coach with, and you've got certainty in yourself, certainty in your seeker, certainty in the foundational variables. If you don't, then watch that video, and we'll link to it in the description as well. Assuming that you have all of these things, we're going to talk about the 4 elements of creating a successful coaching business. You'll never shortcut your way to success as a coach. You've got to take a look at your individual unique traits and variables. Because if your business doesn't have you in it, not only will you not succeed as a coach, but you're not going to enjoy your business if you just try to fit yourself into a box, at least with transformational coaching. If you just want to teach information, that's fine. But with transformational coaching, you can't do it that way. So the first thing I want to talk about is consistency. What way too many people are doing is trying to get good before they actually get good. Like they're trying to jump over the development phase of being a good coach. Consistency is so critical. And the reason a lot of people aren't consistent is because they're trying to create something that the market will buy. So they're trying to essentially fake it and become valuable, become successful before they've actually earned their success. And a key question I always want to know if somebody tells me they want to build a business is, what are your habits? Not just do you do videos or write articles or help people when you feel like it. What are your clockwork habits that you do regardless of how you feel? That's what's required to build the muscle of consistency, especially if you realize that a business is creativity. A business is all about creation. You're creating a message. You're creating a path for people to follow. You're creating packages. You're creating revenue. You're creating opportunities. You're creating dreams. The creative operates differently than the intellect. So if you try to build your business according to intellectual pathways, you're never going to allow your creativity to evolve. And that's a really important word. Your creativity must evolve. There are creative muscles that can only evolve through doing it over and over and over again, especially doing it bad and learning the lessons that will help you go to the next level of evolution. So you really got to treat your business as a creative endeavor so that you know how important consistency and habits really are. And wherever you are, start. You have enough value to help somebody out there. Don't try to get extremely good compared to all the other coaches before you get in motion. You have enough value to help somebody out there. And in the transformational game, they have to trust you. We must create the trust. I had a good little bounce going too. The only way your trust will evolve is through consistency. Is doing it when you don't feel like doing it again, doing it, learning, adjusting, improving. That kind of consistency is everything in transformational coaching. And what most people are trying to do is figure out a way that they can jump over all of that hard work, all the foundational stuff that's absolutely critical, and just get into the right marketing funnel that's going to sell people products when you don't even have the confidence and certainty to deliver them. Don't do that. Don't try to rush your success. If you try to shortcut your success, you'll always cut your success short. In today's world of online hype and overwhelm and mass competition, very few people are going to see one video from you or read a couple things from you and become a loyal buyer, especially in transformational world. They don't trust just individual experiences. What I'm starting to do now is ask people how long they watched my content before I knew they existed, before they posted a comment on YouTube, or before they reached out for some help. And you know what some people are saying? Some people are saying it's 50 hours before I knew they existed. 20 hours, 30 hours. The point is they consume a lot of my content before they trust enough to reach out, before they click a link, before they make a comment. I hear all the time people that say, somebody told me today, I was stalking you for 5 years before you knew I existed. So the only way for people to trust you as a transformational leader is for you to teach and teach and teach and teach and teach and teach. Wherever you are right now, don't beat yourself up because of all the things you didn't do. Don't try to rush into 10 years of experience when you don't have that. Wherever you are right now, just get in motion. A year from now, I want you to have a year's worth of experience from this point forward. Regardless of what you have in the past, from right now to the next year, I want you to have a year's worth of experience. And I'll tell you, your most valuable ideas and your most valuable content, you cannot even fathom right now because they are way out there down the road of consistent clockwork habits. The second thing I want to talk about is authenticity. This is a word that's thrown around a lot. One of the reasons it's thrown around a lot, especially in today's world, is because it's so important. People are tired of fake. They're tired of fake. For a long time, fake has shown up in perfection. What I mean by that is if I'm going to dupe you, I was looking for another word, but dupe is the one that came out. If I'm going to take advantage of you, one of the ways I do it is I put up a perfect facade so that you're impressed by me. And then when I get your money or I get you into my community, then I don't have to teach you. I don't have to deliver because I've already gotten what I wanted. The reason that's important to understand is that nowadays, the more perfect you are, the closer to fake you are perceived. The more perfect you are, the closer to fake you're perceived. So don't put any energy into perfect. Perfect is actually not valuable at all in today's world. People want real. People want authentic. People want messy. Because that actually creates trust nowadays more than your perfect accolades and all the incredible things that you've done. People want to know that you're a real person and you have value in the lessons that you've learned for certain people out there. There are plenty of people out there that don't give a you-know-what about you, and they'll never buy your products because you're not valuable to them. Don't try to become valuable to the people that your lessons aren't valuable for. Learn your lessons, get your value, and get in front of the people that are looking for those lessons. Every single one of you has signature, marketable, profitable value. Most people don't find it because they're just trying to come up with the right sales tactic or marketing funnel. If you want my help in highlighting your signature value, there's a way to sign up for a signature value session in the description of the video below because most people can't find their own signature value. All right, the third thing here is simple. Problems are complicated. Solutions are simple. Most people are dealing with all the complications of life, and we need to show them simple solutions. We need to give them simple experiences. And when you're building a business, you got to keep it simple. You got to keep your variables to a minimum. Way too many people are playing with too many variables. They're trying to sell too many products to too many different kinds of people on too many platforms. And they're playing in areas that they don't have confidence and certainty. Keep your variables to a minimum, stay in your zone of certainty, and build your business with simplicity. It's like juggling. The best way to learn how to juggle 7 bowling pins or balls or chainsaws or whatever you want to juggle is to learn to juggle 1. And you get that rhythm, and then you introduce the second thing, and then you learn to juggle a second thing. And then you introduce the third variable, and then you learn to juggle a third thing. In business, that kind of stacking on top of foundation is so critical. And again, most people are not doing it. And complication is going to trigger all kinds of things in you. Just way too many variables to focus on and way too many reasons for you to not do your work. Stay simple, understand your signature value, and get in motion. The final thing here is transformation. This is my favorite word in personal development, transformation. And if you break the word down, it means a change in formation. You're changing formation for people. And I think that's the biggest gift we can give people when they actually experience life differently, when they experience themselves differently, when they see a different person reflecting back at them in the mirror, when they start changing their relationships in their family. That's a true transformation. And what a lot of people are trying to do in the coaching business is put a lot of value and focus on information. And information has never changed anybody's life. Information has never changed a human life. Information is meaningless until it's acted upon. So if you want to be a transformational coach, don't focus on information, focus on implementation. And what I want you to do is ask yourself constantly in your messaging, in your coaching packages, in your pricing, in every variable in your business, how can I facilitate implementation? And more often than not, the answer will be slow down with all the information overwhelm and get them to take one step. Don't teach them all 10 steps, because the 10th step depends on the 9th, which depends on the 8th, which all traces back to them taking the first step. So how can I implement information, and how can I promote transformation? And I think if we break down implementation, there are 3 things that need to be present for implementation. The first one is simplicity. We already talked about that. It's easier to implement simple than it is to implement complicated. The second one is accountability. We are not designed as humans to keep ourselves accountable. So if you give your clients accountability or provide a platform for accountability, they're much more likely to put things in motion. And then the third one is desire. They have to want whatever it is that this process or exercise can produce, but they also need to want to implement. If they don't want to implement because it's too complicated, or because they're scared of it, or because they think it'll take too much out of them, then obviously the likelihood of them taking that step goes down. If we don't give people things that they want to do, then all we can do is rely on motivation. And most people are living their lives constantly needing to be motivated to get into action. That's because they don't want to do the thing. So as coaches, how can we help people want to implement the simple things in order to help them progress in their life? So that's what implementation is if we dissect it. If we dissect transformation, the ways to promote transformation is with private coaching, individual coaching. We need a spotlight on ourselves to make the biggest transformations in our individual lives. Very, very rarely is anybody going to have a personal transformation inside of a one-size-fits-all approach. It just very, very rarely happens. Offering group support and group awareness. One of the things that people need to know is that they're not alone. So if you offer your clients group support, that promotes not just the implementation, but it actually promotes the transformation. And then the last thing is belonging. We as a species, we as humans want to belong to something. We want to belong to a group of people that are going places. We want to belong to a collective mindset that's up to big things in the world. So if you give people those kinds of experiences in a group, you're much more likely to promote their transformation through the implementation of whatever it is that you're teaching them. If you're the kind of person that just wants to help people, the last thing you should do is try to become a salesperson. People can smell when your biggest intention is to get money out of their wallet. They can smell it. They put up armor trying to repel anybody that's just trying to get in their wallet. And that's a very, very difficult way to do business. It will take a lot out of you. Now, if you like this video, check out that one. It's all about how to do sales authentically to be more successful, but also enjoy the process. The reason most coaches don't enjoy sales is because of the risk of hearing a no. We see all these programs and so many people are buying and trying to learn how to get everybody to say yes, which is a huge mistake.